everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike T is still here.
I am.
Shalom, Big E. Hello, T. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Thank you for filling in again.
Sure.
Yet again.
My
You'll
moonlighting
be
gig.
here for a couple days, probably.
Yeah.
At least. We'll see how it goes.
Sure.
Not going to go through that all again.
No, but it's good to be here.
Yeah, I usually would feel the same way, but I'm just struggling to fucking breathe. Dr. Tommy, I need help. I can't. Oh, I can't take deep breaths.
The
It's
roids
killing me.
aren't cutting it anymore?
No, the roids are done. I'm done with the roids. And so now I'm just kind of in that weird spot, and I know I do everything possible to not help myself.
Yeah.
But everyone swears by this spray, this albuterol sulfate, blah, 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 and inhalation that just sprays or whatever. And I'm not getting anything from it at all. It's
Nope.
killing me, yeah. So, and then it leads to coughing and, the whole works. So anyways, we'll get through it. But if I start having a coughing fit,
We'll take over.
that's why. You guys,
Cut to a commercial
if
break.
I get verklempt, just talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Wanted to mention, coming up on Thursday's show, we'll record Thursday. It'll air Thursday if you're watching live, but most people will listen on Friday. Former SNL alum Chris Kattan will be on the show.
Seriously?
Yeah, why?
Fucking awesome. I
That's
love
great,
Chris
yeah.
Kattan.
Do you?
I fucking love him so much.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I just watched a movie that I think is so underrated, and maybe not as much anymore, but I used to fucking love Night at the Roxbury when I was in 8th grade.
Oh, yeah. Is that the head bobbing
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. But that
Will
movie
Ferrell.
The song,
with
yeah.
Will Ferrell, I think is solid. And I
Who's
just
the
found,
third? Isn't there three of them? Is
it would
it
usually
Bill
be like
Hader or?
it would switch on and off. I think the biggest one, Jim Carrey did it with him one time.
Yeah.
But the movie
Was just now.
was legit. Was Will Ferrell and him, and I just watched it on Netflix just last week.
Really? I'll have to
Yes.
watch it before Thursday.
I mean, I'm not saying, maybe I just liked it on nostalgia. I'm not saying it holds up, because but I remember, like, in 8th grade, there's that movie or whatever that everyone just knows, and, like, I remember going to Washington, and, like,
What is love?
everyone just knew the lines from that movie. There was just, like, these lines in the movie. That
I'll
just-
rewatch it.
Yeah.
What was the one? Didn't he have one that really bombed, though? The one, was it where he'd eat the apple really
Corky,
fast?
oh, well, that was his, little monkey guy
Yeah, did
character
they do
on
a
SNL.
movie about that or
Didn't
something?
Was it Corky Romano? Was that him? Why does that sound familiar? Was that?
Yeah, I think so.
He had way more stuff, too. Like, I really like Catan. Like, honestly, I'd have to look
Good,
at
you'll
some
have
of
to
his
show me some stuff
Yeah.
that you like.
I will.
Yeah, I'm glad you're excited for that.
I'll look stuff up tonight.
He's coming to, he's not going to be in studio. Unfortunately, he's just going to be on the phone because there's a few SNL alum coming to town, all doing Ridley's, but they're all doing like one show Sunday night, in and out. They're in a different state the night before, different state the next day, so it's impossible to have them come in.
Hard to get those traveling people like that in.
Yeah. But Mark was like, you want to talk to? I was like, I want to talk to Rob Schneider, which is going to be a really awkward conversation. I
Right.
still don't know how to play that. He's like, yeah, do you want to talk to any of the other SNL alum? I'm like, who you got? And he's like, well, Chris Kattan's coming and John Lovitz. I was like, fuck yeah, talk to all of them.
For sure.
So the first one on the list is Chris Kattan. He's here at Ridley's this coming Sunday night for one show. Go to comedycastle.com for tickets.
Yeah,
I'm
get
sure
the
that'll
other
be a
ones
good
out of the
show.
way first before you shoot the wad.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking. I was sitting upstairs thinking about, like, what's the angle? You just hope he remembers. But he's
Well,
been
ideally,
such a prick
he
to so many
probably
people.
doesn't remember first. That way he agrees to do the interview. And
Oh,
then
yeah, he wouldn't know
No,
by
and then
my
once you
name or
tell him
anything.
the story, exactly, then he'll be like, you motherfucker, you're the one.
Well, I've said it before. When I got into that big blowout fight with him on the phone, I was so mad. I was like, this has to have happened before. It was such an irrational overreaction that I was like, this can't be the first time that he's done this. And I fucking did some serious deep diving into Rob Schneider and found a lot of troubling shit.
Yeah.
Like other shows that he's in studio with someone and one host makes a really innocent comment like, "Oh, nice of you to get here." 5 minutes later, something he's like, "Well, this is my fault. I'm not giving my time to you. Well, fuck you." And storm out. You're like, okay, well, whatever, dude. And then the big ones were billboards that he'd take out in towns where a reporter gave him a bad review of The Animal. And some guy gave him a 1 star and was like, "This movie sucks a dick," whatever. And it's like, and he would take a billboard out, like a massive
Really?
billboard on Hollywood Boulevard, naming the fucking writer and like shitting all over his work. It was like,
I don't have anything against the guy, but I mean, how many hits did he really have? I mean, how many good movies did
I
the
don't know
guy
how
put
many
out?
Adam Sandler movies did he?
Yeah,
I mean, right, you can do it.
You
It only
can
gets
do
you
it.
so far. But I wouldn't give him a whole lot of credit in those movies.
The
Stuff
funny
that he
thing,
did.
the weird thing is, we did talk to him after that when Mike Clark was doing the morning show with Mark and I, and Drew was out for that couple-year run or whatever. I think after that incident, we talked to him. I don't know that it was brought up though, and it was either right. It was either before it or after. I can't remember exactly the details, but he couldn't have been nicer. He was in town filming a movie, and so he called in and he was like, you know, I'm talking to him off the air and even on the air, and he's like, yeah, why don't you guys, what are you guys doing later, man? Why don't you come down to the set and hang out and, you know, have lunch or whatever, and I'll give you guys, show you around the set. And it was just like, yeah, no, that's okay.
Thanks anyway.
And none of us went, but he was like really, you know, extended this thing. We didn't ask him or anything, and I kind of wish I would have done that. But so I know there's this weird Jekyll and Hyde, like you just don't want to get on his bad side. I really wanted to talk to like Spade or Sandler. You know,
Oh, really?
well, no, for specific reasons. Those guys that are really, really, really in his circle and be like, dude, come on, what's the deal with you?
Gotcha.
What's up with
Like,
that?
this happened. Does this sound like something you know, and just see the reaction of those guys?
Like,
Like,
oh yeah, you were
Tim
one
Meadows
of
or
many.
something. So I wonder if if Lovitz or Catan would.
Lovitz just did another voice for The Simpsons this last week.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Would either of them been there have been there with Chris Catan, Lovitz, or
I don't think Lovitz. I don't think anyway.
was there crossover with Catan and Schneider? I'm sure they know
Probably
each other.
Schneider.
Yeah,
but I don't know about
they've
Lovitz.
got to be in the same
Yeah.
circle at least, whether they were there at the same time or not. But
Anyway, we'll look forward to that. I'm sure
that'd be good.
he'll be a lot of fun. Chris Catan again at the Comedy Castle in
the
Royal
hell?
Oak.
What was that character he had?
Sunday night.
No.
Oh, you were
Mango?
right.
Yeah, Mango.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
And it
also
was
in this-
kinda-
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
He was in a show called The Middle that I watched for a while, which was also
The middle was that. I was thinking of the critic.
No.
I don't know what the middle.
But
is.
actually, I'm looking at this stuff. It's funny. He wasn't in a lot of stuff in reality. I'm looking at this. He was funny on SNL. He did that, Night at the Roxbury that I loved, and he was in that Middle for a little bit. A lot of this other stuff I've never
Yeah,
heard
he's
of.
picture him in much.
He's in the cowbell bit. I need
Yes.
more cowbell.
Yes, he is.
I think he's playing bass with the fucking handlebar mustache.
Him and Fallon and Horatio.
Farrell, Horatio is in
and
it,
Farrell. That's the Farrell,
and
right?
the other guy that with a deep voice that does all the
Oh yeah.
what's his name? Kind of the square guy. Shit.
Braveheart.
He's the one that's like doesn't want the cowbell. He's like the lead singer or whatever. It doesn't matter.
See, this-
But we could ask him about that. I mean, that's probably of everything he did, and he's got some memorable characters on SNL. But guys, I got to have more cowbell.
It's an iconic bit.
It is. It's one of the most legendary SNL bits ever, and I'd love maybe we can ask him about what it was like to keep a straight face as they're trying to pull that bit off.
This is probably why I have such good memories of him. He was on SNL though for 10 years.
Wow.
And it was 96 to 2006, and that would have been right in my high school kind of. That was when I was watching almost every Saturday,
Yeah.
if not every Saturday in reality. So that's why I probably like him so
So when
much.
did they-
Special place in your heart.
Yeah.
Did they blow out the Sandler, Farley guys? They fired them on the same day. I want to say it was 95. Does that sound right?
I don't know.
And those guys harbored a lot of resentment early on because of that. So maybe that would have been when this new young troupe was coming in with Catan and all those guys. Horatio.
It's funny how they always think it's dead. Everybody looks back and it used to be so great. Now it's not.
Yeah.
It always sort of matriculates that way. And
Well, everyone
it's
thinks the
terrible.
best.
Nobody's there, and then wait, they were actually pretty good. They turned out to break.
Depending on what age you were when you were watching it a lot, like E probably thinks that Catan, Fallon, Farrell group was the best ever cast, and we might say Sandler, Farley, whatever age you were, people tend to think that was the best group.
Well, when they sort of bring in new blood, it thinks, it's over. They can't hang. Who are these people? And then they end up blowing up and doing their own thing. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing. They've been doing it a long time, and
Hell yeah.
very successful.
Hell yeah. So it'll be fun to talk to him anyways, and that'll be Thursday's show. Just as we were getting ready to turn on the microphones, sounds like some shit is going down in Iran. We have not really talked about this, the hit that was taken out last Friday on Qasem Soleimani.
Yeah.
The terrorist fucker that's like the number 2, most powerful guy in Iran. and the mourning that's going on there. Oh, the devastation! This guy's killed thousands of people, and it sounds like there were plans that the U.S. knew about that were going to be, that were the information and intel they had were like, yeah, we got to take this motherfucker out now. Yeah. And so, unfortunately, politics gets involved, Troy, and anybody who doesn't like the president thinks he's a fucking monster for they're trying to defend this globally understood bad dude. Yeah. And it's like, well, he didn't get Congress's permission. Yeah, what an asshole.
He was in Iran or Iraq, wherever they got him, on a peace mission or something along those lines. Like, oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nice try.
Just stop.
Got him at the Baghdad airport.
Fucking asshole.
That's got to be weird. I wonder if those guys...
buy up. Been there a few times.
Well, you've been over there, T. Mm-hmm. I wonder if those guys can hear a drone coming in from this, because you can't see it.
Oh, you don't hear a drone.
You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, yes, stop at Baghdad airport. I'm going to pick up some new luggage or whatever. I left my suitcase last time. Boom. And you're just done.
Dust. Yeah, you don't see it coming. You don't hear it.
Yeah.
You may hear a whistle, like, before, but it's
screaming through the air
at that point, yeah.
Well, since then, there's been a lot of shit talking. I mean, with Iran, we are all familiar with Death to America and the burning flags. That's really what I think of when I think of Iran. They're constantly chanting "Death to America."
What a fun
my entire life.
Yeah. What a fun life it must be. They just walk around like.
Can you imagine them going to see The Night at the Roxbury on a Friday night? It's like, no, they're just going to burn American flags and chant "Death to America."
Like, what do they go to work? Are they thinking about it at work all day? Like, are they just like, I can't wait to get home tonight and just fucking walk around the neighborhood yelling at what? At YouTube?
It's interesting that you're here today of all days, T, because a U.S. air base, at least 10 rockets hit Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq, which houses U.S. forces. The Sunni commander of the paramilitary town told CNN. And that's really all we know right now. This is literally breaking news.
Yeah, as we're coming on. Just before we came down, they started breaking with it.
The shelling has stopped for now. A commander in the nearby town of al-Baghdadi said the shelling stopped for now, but 10. So Iran has been threatening great damage to America, like whatever, since it started. And Trump's just been like, bring it on, fuckface. You do anything, and we will pound you. He's talking all kinds of shit through Twitter.
Sure.
But you're familiar with that base.
I am. At Al-Assad, I was there for... about a year, maybe just over a year, just under a year, somewhere right around there. Yeah.
Is it like what we think of, like Death to America and burning flags? Is that the reality when you're over there?
Well,
because San Francisco, we were just in San Francisco together.
Right.
It's not just shit on every sidewalk. You know what I mean? Like you can go through San Francisco and have a wonderful time.
See, Al-Assad's a little different. Al-Assad is a base in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was Saddam's kind of hidden gem. It was a little city in the middle of nowhere. That was the beauty of it when I was there, is we never got attacked. Well, it wasn't, Iran sending missiles at us. It was, ISIS, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, whoever the fuck it was.
Yeah, you were there in the heart of
doing,
Now you were an electrician working over there.
Yeah, I was working
as
a contractor. I wasn't there as
I mean, so we don't have to say thank you for your service.
No,
or anything.
no. Well, I mean, you could, but no.
I mean, you wore the gear.
I was there.
Every picture I've seen, you got the jacket and the fucking helmet.
I lived the life.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, right on.
So what is the deal? We bombed the shit out of it, and then you got to go over there and get them electricity again?
Well, basically, that's a long story of why we ended up going there. But you basically live a military lifestyle. I've slept in barracks. I ate in the mess halls. I lived on bases. It's not like I was staying in a fucking Hilton, driving my pickup to work. I was living on base, fixing the bases. That's what
Did you have to go, Jesus Christ, T-Roy, is that a jelly donut in your Foot Locker?
No, it was...
You didn't have to deal with that shit?
No, it was definitely eye-opening, though, realizing when you're over there with all those people that they're fucking kids, man. They really are. I mean, our military is... all kids. It's 18 to 20, 21-year-old kids primarily. And I just can't imagine. We were fucking animals, assholes, with no sense of responsibility or anything at that age. I just can't imagine being in that situation.
And a lot of
mad
the kids...
respect for them. I mean, it's fucking crazy, the shit they had to do. And, I was there, but, I didn't see or do nearly what those kids go through.
But you were still under the threat. Like you would hear rumors like, oh yeah, they're going to be shelling tonight, or barracks or whatever.
Well, I guess that was the beauty of Al-Assad, is it was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there was 100 miles of desert on either side, so you couldn't sneak up on us.
Yeah.
Some of these other bases that are in cities and things like that, you can't control it. There's just people around. There, you could see anybody coming from anywhere. Well, not a ballistic missile from another country. You don't see that coming. But,
so
but it was pretty safe when I was there. It was kind of like a great place to be.
So if someone sent a missile from Iran, would there be warning? Do you think?
Yeah, they
that you
have
would go,
radar
oh,
and
shit,
some
something's
different.
coming.
I can't
Everybody
speak
up.
really intelligently about it, but they have. Yes, they have early detection. Where the alarms will go off and try and get you to a bunker. At least they can give you a couple of minutes. You get the fuck out of bed and run out. They got little bunkers and shit all over the place.
Yeah.
May not totally save you, but at least improve your odds. But
Is it just hot as balls?
fuck yeah, dude. They have like a flag system of how hot it was and how you could work. When it was regular, you could work an hour straight. If it was orange flag or whatever the fuck it went up to, you could work 45 minutes. That'd take 15 minutes off. And
Just because of how hot it was?
yeah, because of the heat. It would get up to.
Did you ever see the highest level?
Yeah, black flag was as high as it would go, and you were supposed to work 15 minutes and take 45 minutes off when it was black flag. And there was days when I was, at Al Asad, in fact. Al Asad, where we were black flag at 10 a.m. That fucking early.
And what is that temperature like? 120?
That's probably, I think it was probably 115. I think got to a black flag somewhere in there,
in
112.
the desert heat.
It's been a long time. I don't remember exactly what it was. But it's a dry heat,
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's a dry heat.
Al Asad was actually kind of a cool base. Had its own airstrip and all that shit, but
Doesn't sound like it is now.
well, it was their military Iraqi Olympic training facility. So they had like soccer fields and like Olympic pools and high dives and all that kind
Really?
of stuff. Yeah, that was where they trained their, for the Iraq Olympic team or whatever the hell they had.
But if it's out in the middle of nowhere and you say there's 100 miles of desert, every way you look, I mean, it's got to be set up to cater to you guys. Like, you have to have shit to do. Are you allowed to use the Olympic-sized pool? Is there a McDonald's on the corner? Is there any nightlife?
No, there's no nightlife at all.
Do you go bang chicks in town or anything?
That's as close to like a little city as you would get there, but it's totally American. I mean, we put in the Burger King and the Pizza Hut and shit, like out of trailers. I mean, they're not real. It's all just bullshit.
Oh, really? Like trailers, Burger King?
Yeah, that's basically all it was. It's not
Does
like
a Whopper taste like a Whopper?
No, God, no. Nothing fucking tastes the same over there.
Really?
Yeah, they have it, but it sucks.
Oh, that's funny as shit.
Yeah. But there's a story that how true it is, I don't know. Especially when I was there, there were so many stories about Saddam and the crazy shit he would do. But that
Or his sons.
I think it was that their soccer team had lost to Iran in a friendly or in a qualifying match or something. And this is before I got there, obviously, because by the time I got there,
things
that
don't bode
motherfucker,
well.
he was gone. But he took the whole team. They had lost. It took the whole team and their family and their kids and everything to that facility. And on that like high dive platform thing above the pool, walked the goalie and the captain or somebody else out like that up and hung them in front of everybody. And we're like, we don't lose, okay? Everybody's like,
Well,
okay.
you just took our first string goalie
That's
and
right.
our captain, dick
How'd you like
licker.
to be
It just
that?
made it a lot harder, man.
How'd you like to be that backup goalie?
Right.
How do you hang so from the high dive?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Is that what they do? I mean, wouldn't it be better off to just drain the pool and then just make him do a fucking triple Lindy
More clean
off
up,
the
I think,
high
that
dive?
way.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Maybe.
it was for dramatic effect. And I don't know. That could be a total bullshit story. There's a lot of stuff that went around there, but
Yeah,
it was one
well-
of Al Assad stories.
I talked to my boys, when I was a cop for a day, my partner, his brother's a fucking Marine. And yeah, I mean, you know him, E. And
Yeah.
these just bad motherfuckers, dude. Like, you don't realize, I mean, I didn't, the level of fucking man that our military guys are. And these dudes are, nope. And the stories, I mean, I wish I could tell the stories that I've been told on the show. Like, I mean, just, and the shit, like, what it's really like in Afghanistan, Iraq, like, village life for those people that live there and what goes on and the shit. It's just so.
Oh, it's a total mind fuck. Really
Yeah.
going there. When I spent some time in Iraq and then I went to Afghanistan. When I was in Iraq, I was strictly in the bases, like inside the wire, kind of gives you a false sense of security in a way. You know,
Yeah.
every once in a while things would happen. Every time I go through Baghdad, it would you get mortared and stuff like that. But it's such a huge base that whatever. It's like throwing a rock in a
Worried
lake.
about
And
I'd be worried about IEDs everywhere we went.
not on the base.
Well, not on the
Right.
base. Yeah, they're not going to plant them there. That'd be good.
When I was in Kabul, when I was in Afghanistan, we did a lot of driving. I didn't. I would be in Humvees and convoys and shit like that. But and you're sitting in like rush hour traffic in downtown Kabul. Everybody has a Toyota Camry, for the record. Like
Yeah.
within the last 50 years of every Camry that's ever made, but that's
Yeah.
the only car on the fucking road.
Is it the Camry or the pickup trucks? The Toyota pickup trucks.
The Hilux. That's what it is.
What is ISIS's big truck? It's the Toyota, right?
Probably.
And that one
yeah.
America, we did a story, and ISIS had bought this Toyota pickup truck. I'll let you finish. This
so
story, Steve.
excited about it?
Well, yeah, they've got their new one and they're cruising. And there's video of them, and they left like Bob's fucking auto repair garage phone number on it, and it was and people are blowing this dude's shop up,
jeez.
going, "You sold your truck to ISIS?" He's like, "I gave it to a fucking goddamn junkyard here in America."
Mother Waddles.
How the fuck did it get to Iran? It's like all over the news. This guy's
that poor bastard.
business is getting blowed up.
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
So I don't know what you were saying there. The highlights.
Whatever. Just driving around there, it's just kind of a weird fucking feeling being in a military convoy and like stuck in rush hour traffic, like looking around like we're just like a target, man. Like
just sitting
yeah,
ducks.
It's not like nobody knows who we are.
Did you have a story on the plane coming home or something where you fucking racked your shoulder? Or
Oh, that's.
I mean, it's
really
not-
interesting or whatever, but yeah, that's how I got hurt.
your shoulder, if you
Two and
see
a half
his shoulder,
years.
it sticks out like he's got a person.
2.5
with a little
years
tiny
I'm
little
there.
guy on his shoulder. It's
not a
fucked up.
scratch, not a fucking bloody nose, nothing. And I finally quit, and I'm coming home, and I'm on the bus to go from leaving my base to go to the airport to fly home for done.
Yeah, were you flying out of Baghdad?
No, that was Kia, Kabul International Airport. I was in Afghanistan at the time. But we're on the bus, the Rhino they call it, and we're going through another base, and we hit this huge like mortar hole, like a giant pothole basically, where a mortar had gone off, in the bus.
Yeah.
And the whole thing like leans, like almost like flips over, fucking leans. We're going slow, but it does that. And I lean over, and I'm holding the seat in front of me, so I don't fall out of the fucking
Yeah,
seat
yeah,
because
yeah.
we tipped that far. And like a Costco-sized case of bottled water was up on the shelf above, fell, hits me on the shoulder. I'm all stretched out because I'm like literally like
Yeah.
leaning, holding myself up, blows out my shoulder. Like, you got to be fist fucking me. Through all this stuff, I'm on the bus to go home, and I blew out my shoulder.
Now I get hit.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man, it's interesting. I know that I can't imagine the dust storms, and you hear about scorpions like checking your boots for
all the time.
exotic fucking like killer
Camel spider stuff, those are crazy
Oh,
shit.
those are
fun.
are those the ones that are
Huge.
like
Yeah, they're fun.
like
They're
a
huge.
frisbee?
They're big, yeah, really big, like 8 inches around something. I mean, you've seen a couple different ones.
Oh.
People always freak out because they think they say they follow you, like they chase people. And
Yeah.
But the reality is that they look for shade. Is
So
what
they
it
see your
is. So
shadow?
they're going after your shadow to try and get in the shade. But as people start walking away and it starts going and following their shadow, trying to get in the
God,
shade,
funny.
Can you
people
imagine that,
freak the
E?
fuck out like it's this big
man.
spider
He's
chasing
going, hey,
them.
get back here, Shadow!
Faster
get
you go,
back
the
here, Shadow!
faster
running.
he's going. So it's
It's fucking. That's why I fuck these people that want to live in these places like that, man.
I don't think
mean,
many of them have a choice. E.
No, but but in this country, people live in fucking down Texas by Mexico and shit like that. Michigan is so fucking incredible if people don't realize it, dude.
Yeah, we're
We have,
lucky.
like none of that shit. No hurricanes, no fucking earthquakes, barely tornadoes, nothing poisonous for the most part.
Yeah,
it's like you can walk
we
around.
do really escape a lot of.
Yeah.
Dude, you can walk around the woods basically like barefoot, really in reality in Michigan, and not even worry about
like
it.
a little poison ivy or something.
Yeah,
I know,
poison
but-
oak.
Right?
Yeah, it really is one of those things, and Jay said it all the time. Like the idea that you could be born anywhere in the world. I mean, some dude shot a load of nut into a vagine, and then you popped out somewhere on planet Earth. You could be in a fucking tribe in some
I know.
jungle, and to be born in the United States of America. Which is why it's so funny when people are whining, I can't get ahead. Oh my God, I'm not as fucking brown. I'm too brown. No one will give me a chance. It's like, dude, you've won the lottery. You won the lottery just being born here. The trials and tribulations that we have here. It's like, imagine being chased around by wolf spiders.
Fuck that.
Ugh.
Well, I
know
always
what-
remember my brother saying one time we were talking about it, and he was like, "Dude, you think about like other countries, like we had a little issue with, I mean, not a little, but we had an issue with water in the Flint area, and that made it to the presidential campaign. Like, you don't ever...
They didn't do anything about it.
No, but you don't ever consider, when you go to anywhere around, you go to Meijer, you go to the mall, you go anywhere, you get water, you don't even consider that water isn't going to be good for you.
Can you imagine walking 2 miles with a bucket, a pail, and doing the well fucking pump?
Yeah.
God, no.
No.
Please,
No, thank you. Well, anyway, the funeral was yesterday for Qasem Soleimani.
That joyous event.
Tapas.
Yeah, Tapas. Thoughts and prayers, of course. And everybody showed. I mean, it was. It was impressive. The amount of people that were there, sobbing and crying.
I'm shocked there
He was
wasn't, like-
beloved from everything they've said. He was truly beloved in that country for
Yeah.
one reason or another. But
Well, is it a Robin Hood situation where, like, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's helping these people around? Like, you know, what was it, El Chapo? Didn't fucking a lot of people in Raleigh like El Chapo just because, like, he was giving people jobs? But, essentially he's also killing a shitload of people that aren't them, that's all.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't know if that's the situation, or...
Well, he's like, I mean, there's so many internal wars going on in the Middle East. Sunnis and Shiites, and it just gets so complicated. And then you got Israel, and it's just a shit show, and it has been since Jesus walked the earth. I mean, it's been a nightmare forever. That's just the reality. And so trying to, figure out like the Yazidis versus the Sunnis and the Shiites, and they're all different. And so this guy was in charge of a military department that whatever it was, the Shiites, and they took on the Sunnis in one. So like he's a hero there. But make no mistake, it's not like they have the free press in
Right.
Iran. You know what I mean? Like you get state media. No one's writing
You're told
opinion
what to think.
pieces. And the fact is, it's like, wow, look at these huge crowds gathered in his hometown for his funeral. Well, when you've got military guardsmen going door to door, knocking on doors, demanding you get your fucking ass out there, and you better be crying on camera, that's the reality. Like, you don't have a choice. You go out there and you fucking cry, and you get the cameras on you. Those people are out there. That's why. And then they had a stampede, and 56 people were killed.
is that what
Think
it's
about
up
that,
to?
at a
56?
At a funeral, 216 injured, 56 killed.
It was 40 or something. Last I heard, that's
Yeah, no. 56 dead, 213 injured at a peaceful funeral. I mean, just,
Were they giving
drum
away-
circles. And
they're like cookies or something. Where the hell are they all going? Why was there a stampede?
I don't know. It was just a lot of people. And they're just so distraught. So then they just start running people over. I mean, can you imagine being killed in a stampede?
Oh, that's a tough way to go.
Yeah. They were in his hometown of Kerman, where he was buried. And it was postponed after the stampede. They took a little time out,
did they?
scraped the dead bodies off the pavement. They were reporting this on the news earlier today. And they're like, yeah, 50 dead, blah, blah, blah. And then they just go on and I was like, hold on. Wait, what? 50 people were killed in a stampede, and we're just going to, that's just, okay.
Collateral damage.
Sure. So,
They're martyrs.
yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He is a martyr. He's buried in a martyr, part of the cemetery and stuff. Iran has renewed their vows to of revenge against America, which regarded the general as America regarded him as a terrorist leader, killed him in a drone strike last Friday. Supreme leader. This is like Ayatollah Khomeini. Or is it
Khomeini.
Khomeini. Or Khamenei. Like, dude, my whole life, there's always been an Ayatollah Khomeini. Is that like you have to have that name to be their guy, or do they give you that name when you get in there?
Maybe.
It's like President Bill Clinton, and every president is Bill Clinton. Ayatollah Khomeini. So he's the one that yesterday wept in public. Little crocodile tears for his guy. He's ordered his country's forces to retaliate directly against U.S. interests. Tehran has lined up 13 revenge scenarios, and Revolutionary Guards leader Hassan Salami said that Iran would set ablaze U.S. allies. Great, yeah, great, I know. They're always going to set us ablaze, and it's always death to us.
Yeah. Well, we did
so-
we did cast the first stone. I mean, not necessarily. Obviously, there's a lot of shit going on behind it, but to blow the fucking dude in the dust, that's kicking the door in with authority, I think.
Yeah, but if you know what's going on, and you've got intel on stuff, and I know intel's not always perfect, but if you know the history, and nobody in our government that knows would say...
No, nobody's questioning it.
Nobody's going to question
the right
whether or
move,
not
that
this
it
was
was good.
a bad dude.
Sure. But you've got
so-
to expect something.
So they've lined up 13 revenge scenarios, and these are like your base. This is okay, U.S.
They can only reach so far with what they have. So
Right.
let's say, okay, so everybody within a 200-mile radius, heads up.
You're in trouble.
And so what Trump was doing, Trump said something like, we have 52 or 53 target spots, landmarks that are important to Iran, and this goes back decades, from kidnapped Americans, 52 Americans that were kidnapped all over and tortured, whatever. And so there's these 52 sites, and so these guys are like, we have the 13 revenge scenarios we're playing out right now, and Trump tweets a picture of 52 of our most badass motherfucking jets fully loaded on a fucking airstrip. Just like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Ching, 52 of them. Yeah, we got 52 sites lined up.
Jeez.
Said he would, Iran's parliament passed a bill on Tuesday designating all U.S. forces terrorists. Iran is calling all U.S. forces terrorists. Under the newly adopted bill, all U.S. troops, employees of the Pentagon and affiliated organizations, agents, commanders, and those who ordered the martyrdom of Soleimani were labeled as terrorists. Any aid to these forces, including military, intelligence, financial, technical service, or logistical, will be considered as cooperation in terrorist act. Some lawmakers in Iran held up pictures of Soleimani and chanted death to America while they were taking the vote, which is nice. And then the measure appears, see, this is what Trump did. The measure appears to be an attempt to mirror this decision Trump made in April to declare the Revolutionary Guard, who are the guys going door to door, knocking on doors, going, you better be out there crying. Better see you on camera crying. He named them a terrorist organization.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, right.
Defense Department used the Guard's designation as a terrorist organization to support the strike near Baghdad that killed Soleimani. So it made it easier to do this. And so they're like, oh, yes, you call us terrorists? Well, you're all terrorists. I'm impeached, you're impeached.
Basically, right. There.
Crowds were waving flags, holding up pictures as they mourned a man who was regarded as a national hero by many. Schoolgirls were heard shouting, death to Trump, schoolgirls. Did they wear little skirts and shit? Schoolgirls there?
No.
Trash bag?
No.
Full garbage bag?
Full bag, yeah. Sure.
That glad bag, it's not a good look.
Generally not.
So when they're like, ooh, schoolgirls, I was like, oh, yeah, Catholic school. Like,
I think Iran might be literally like one of the farthest behind countries.
so they were chanting death to Trump. Crowds chanted death to Israel. Israel's like, leave us the fuck. Benjamin Netanyahu was just like,
Any excuse to yell at Israel.
Right, fuck. We got enough shit with the Palestinians. Quit fucking with us. Jeez, we don't need Iran too.
Holy land. I mean,
But it's going to be any of our
Netanyahu's like,
allies.
leave us out.
Anybody that we deal with
Yeah.
is, and like I said, they can't fuck with us, so they got to figure out who they can fuck with in their 200-mile surface-to-surface missile range over there.
Hossein Salami swore revenge on Washington. The martyr, Qasem Soleimani, is more powerful now that he is dead.
Then why are you sad? You should be happy.
Yeah, you should kill all your leaders if they get more powerful as they die. The enemy killed him unjustly. We will take a revenge. We will set ablaze where they like. One martyr, Hamat Dagan, said Soleimani was not only loved in Kermit, but Iran, but also the whole world.
I
The
didn't know
whole
who he
world.
was, to be honest with you. But I guess I loved him.
You know, listen, there's not a free press there. We've established that.
Right.
So I would love to get Hamet Degdan on the phone and be like, dude, I know you've probably been told that, but I promise you, the whole world does not regard him and love him.
No.
Most of us didn't know his name until Friday.
I've heard
earliest.
of his name.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But-
I'm sure there are people that have. I bet there's a lot of fucking people who haven't.
Probably negative. Nothing positive though. It's probably always been negative stories and shit like that. But
Not him saving a puppy or something.
probably not. I think he adopted a
Cooking
little
one,
Chinese
maybe.
girl or anything.
The Supreme Leader, I love that term, Supreme Leader. Supreme Leader has vowed severe revenge against, and President Hassan Rouhani yesterday warned Trump to never threaten Iran. Or,
What
he's-
was the? We just watched that Curb when he was fucking with the Ayatollah. He was going to do the
Oh,
show.
yeah,
What is it called? What's their
uh,
vengeance? What the hell was that called? Damn it.
Yeah. He's got it basically means there's a hit
Yeah, there's a hit out for him.
on you, so all Muslims worldwide are supposed to kill you. What the fuck did they call that? Because he was going to do the play.
Yeah.
It'd
Shit.
been way cooler if we remembered that term.
Yeah. You can find
I'm
it.
trying to.
That's
not
why
a
I don't want
caliphate,
to. I don't want to
is it?
say too much because I don't want one of those kiboshes on me. Although it was good for Larry.
A
He got-
kibosh
he
is like
was-
close, maybe, dude.
It's something along
It's like
those ways.
yeah.
Anyway.
So the U.S. blames Soleimani for killing American troops in Iraq. He's been plotting new attacks just before his death Friday. And yeah, they want all American troops out of Iraq's soil and Iran. We've got bases over there.
Oh, yeah.
And you're invited by those countries to be there for protection, security, all that kind of stuff. So there's the U.S. bases, and it helps us too. Keep an eye on shit. And
I don't think Iraq invited us, just for the record.
well, I think you're at the invite of those countries' governments, for political reasons, whatever. And they're like, oh, we demand they get out of here. And Trump's like, go ahead, try it. We're going nowhere. We just built an $18 billion base there. If you kick us out, we are sanctioning you to the hilt, and you will pay for $18 billion thing. So, yeah. Says, the sanctions we put on Iraq last time will be tame in comparison to what we do to you. So I don't know where this goes. If Trump goes to, I'll say this though, if Trump ends up going to war with Iran, like a lot of people are worried. If this turns into a war, Trump loses the election.
I'm not
Trump
so sure about
loses
that.
the election 2020.
I'm not sure about that.
I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Like Trump is so for so many years been on video shitting all over these presidents. Just like it's not our business. Get the fuck. What do we care? Let the Middle East fight each other. They've been doing it for millennia. Fuck them. He rags on Obama for everything he's done. I think if he and his base loved the fact that he was like, I'm bringing our boys home. I'm not interested in a global war. It's about America first to make America great again. He cannot launch a war now in an election year.
There's something weird and solidifying about a war. If you look back historically, even they're going to make this into something that we can get behind, and they're going to support it. He may not get reelected, but nothing gets
I
you
don't know,
reelected.
dude.
Like, name me one other president that did not get reelected in a war.
Probably none. They probably all did. But this country absolutely remembers WMDs. WMDs. That whole thing. We've been in an 18, 19-year war now over something that a lot of people believe. Some people will say there were WMDs, period. I don't care what anyone says they were, whether they were moved, whatever. Most Americans believe that was a fraudulent war. And it's we make so much money on these wars, politicians make so much money.
Do you think we give a fuck about Iran if they didn't have, 40% of the oil
Yeah.
in the world?
We have enough oil here. We don't even need their shit.
Sure.
We do. I mean,
Sure.
we don't need Iran. And the fact is, we could hammer Iran. Iran can't hit us with shit.
Then why do we give a fuck?
I don't know. I mean, but what they can do is attack certain things. When you talk about Benghazi, you can plan an attack and kill 4 or 10 American soldiers, American citizens. And our government doesn't, it's like, fuck you. If we're over there doing stuff, you don't get to just come in here and blow up a site like that. And they'll pound them for that. Knowing that Iran can't come to America, they're not going to lob bombs at Washington. That's never going to happen. What they can do is attack a base that you're at.
Sure.
Attack a
They
base
do
in
what they
Iraq.
can do. And well, it's just like Al Qaeda and the Taliban couldn't get
Yeah.
to us, but they kind of did.
Yeah.
They kind of do. They still do. They find ways to do it. They don't fight conventional wars like we do.
Right.
It's not about going in there and bombing their buildings. It's
Well,
about
I didn't like
a whole
hearing.
other level.
I didn't like hearing Iran they're at a pretty high level of what do they call that warfare, like the internet shit, where they get cyber attack. They've gotten to a pretty good level, like above medium grade, like excellence at that kind of shit. That will level the playing field. When you can take it out of, like, militarily, they can't touch us, period.
No.
But if you're talking about shutting down grids or, hacking into things, that's what I worry most about. That's my thing.
That's going to be the future of war, really.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be a video game. I remember asking crack about that when he was over there, because he's been over there dozens of times. And when ISIS was in full bloom, this is when Obama was president. I was like, I couldn't finish the sentence. I've talked about it before. I couldn't finish the sentence. I was like, if you guys were unleashed, like how hard would it be to like take out? I got up as far as take out. He goes, a slow Tuesday, a slow fucking Tuesday, and we could fucking obliterate him.
Yeah, if you didn't have to follow the rules of engagement and
Or
all the other
Obama
stuff,
apologizing and pulling back and not letting anyone go. And to his point, to Crack's point, it was about a slow Tuesday when Trump got in office and fucking wiped them off the map, basically. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes. I love watching how immediately House Democrats are going to introduce war powers resolution. You know, they want to get this in there because we weren't consulted on this, and so we need to put together a bill that says you need to confront Congress and get approval before, and you know those bills exist where you need to get Congress's approval to go in
For
and
war.
declare war.
Right.
Anything over 60 days, I think it is. So if you've got military action that goes over 60 days, you need their permission or to pull troops out and whatnot. But something like this, dear Democratic colleagues, last week the Trump administration conducted a provocative and disproportionate military airstrike targeting high-level military officials in Iran. This action endangered our service members, diplomats, and others by risking a serious escalation of tensions with Iran. As members of Congress, our first priority is to keep the American people safe. Thanks, Nancy Pelosi. You're doing a great job. For this reason, we are concerned the administration took this action without consultation of Congress and without respect for Congress's war powers granted to it by the Constitution. Blah, 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 blah. We want to put this resolution together. We want it to be signed. It won't be because the Republicans have the votes. So that goes bye-bye. And historically, the president has ultimate say. Doesn't need your permission, Nancy Pelosi. You know how you get your war resolutions bullshit through? Win a fucking election. How about that?
I'll do it.
We don't need 550 fucking commander-in-chiefs. We have one. We vote for him. And he can make the ultimate decision on that. Sorry. It's the way it goes. Republicans will never approve it. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. It just keeps going.
A fatwa.
The fatwa. Ah, yes, the
What was that?
fatwa.
Yeah, yes.
And that's the, what do they call that? That's the hit that Larry was under.
Yeah.
How did he get out of that again? Do you remember?
Well, I don't remember, to be honest.
He let the Muslim guy cut in line at the brunch because he was coming back for seconds.
Dude.
Yeah.
And he thought, this is a good man. And he went back and checked all of his stuff, and he was like,
Something
he
happened
was
in the
right.
end, didn't it? Like, I think it still got fucked up in the end.
Well, there was a second storyline about ketchup packets.
Okay.
And he's like, people using too much ketchup packets, they're going to take them away. Or no, using too much ketchup in the bottle and putting too much on a plate, they're going to fucking reserve it. They're going to make us use ketchup packets. And nobody wants that. And so they brought food out to the council of the fatwa team, all of their towels on their head.
He was getting his pardon.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were serving them French fries or something, and then gave them all packets of ketchup. And the guy's like, I hate this. I hate opening these packets. Why can't they just give me a full bottle of ketchup? Larry
Such a
Green.
genius.
Almost fucked up his pardon.
Dude, I can't believe that show is coming back.
So excited.
Is it the 19th or something like that? Like January 19th?
Yeah.
It's coming up in a couple Sundays or next Sunday, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, man.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, you can get a 2-pack of MyPillows premiums for $69.98.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
And that's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at MyPillow.com. Use promo code TDC.
Speaking
Troy
of
Donald Courtney, by the way, has nothing to do with this show.
Troy Donald Courtney, I love it. You know,
Right.
you have a TDC, like the members area. Member people got a special sticker just for them. The TDC one. What are you rolling your eyes at, E?
Roll my
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah. You keep looking weird. Are you looking at your computer or something? You got something in your eye?
No.
Because you're freaking me out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Okay. You made a look. You made a look. That's all I'm saying. I looked over at you. You're like, okay. I'm not saying it was anything
Okay.
bad.
Okay, I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I
Don't do it
apologize.
again.
Okay.
Promise me.
I can't promise that.
No promises.
I can't promise.
should see the looks
I'm
when
making
you're
no more
not looking.
promises of anything ever anymore. So
So the members area sticker is just the TDC.
Yep.
And I was like, T. There you go.
Mine.
Troy Donald Courtney.
Fuck yeah.
Gotta
Tag
have
it.
one of those, man, on your car.
I'm just gonna look straight ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, you
just,
can look at
just
me.
look
You
at
can
me.
engage, E. You can engage. How do you feel about that? All right, E. I'll ask you instead of T.
What's up?
Chelsea Clinton.
Hot.
Would you?
No.
Yeah, me either. I honestly, no. No. Like, I used to say, oh, I'd bang Roseanne just for the story. You know? Chelsea Clinton, I don't think I'd fuck Chelsea Clinton for the story
Well,
even.
see, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous argument. Because
Why?
To say that you went, if you're going to say you would bang Roseanne for a story, and you say you wouldn't bang a former president's daughter for a story,
That's
who
how much
is-
I can't stand Chelsea Clinton.
Who is
though.
better looking than Roseanne?
That's
Yes,
true.
That's
she
debatable,
is.
I think.
No, it's not.
Chelsea Clinton is hideous. Dude.
She's not attractive, but she's hotter than Roseanne. That's
That's right. You're-
How
easy.
attractive is she now? She has raked in $9 million in the last decade for serving on the board of a media and internet investment company controlled by her mom's friend.
Like, look at here's the thing. I mean, I'm sorry. That over Roseanne?
That's the hottest picture ever taken of Chelsea Clinton, and you know it.
I don't care what the hottest picture of Roseanne is. It's not.
Mike,
Yeah.
it's me, Roseanne. You want to bang?
God, she's
Cunt.
awful.
Cunt. Yeah, I watched Roseanne say cunt.
Okay, here's another one of her. I mean,
Yeah, all right.
I don't
Fine.
find her hot, but
I don't either, but I'm saying Roseanne.
putting her next to Hillary makes her look infinitely hotter, though.
So she has all these shares in a group called IAC, which is Interactive Corp. They were valued last week at $8.95 million. She's been on the board as a director since 2011. Receives an annual $50,000 retainer. She also receives $250,000 in restricted stock units. The company is run by billionaire businessman Barry Diller. The billionaire is, of course, a great friend of Hillary. Chelsea's bio on their page largely touts her work at the Clinton Foundation, which was a shell company. Just, I mean, that charity foundation. The fact that charity foundation, the Clinton Foundation, went belly up like 2 days after the election
When she didn't win.
when she didn't win.
Oh, yeah, we're done with this.
Is-
Shut it down.
Hilarious. You know, bragging forever about all the work they're doing around the world. The Clinton Foundation, research on AIDS and make water for fucking shithole third world shitholes around the globe. And then she loses the election. Everyone's like, well, see you later. I know I gave you $150 million last year, but suck a dick. You're not in power anymore.
They're funding the body count.
What what does that tell you? It's hilarious. She also had a brief stint. Remember, she had a few professions. Remember,
Oh,
she was
yeah, I
an
do.
author, made millions for books because she's an author.
Sure, why not?
She had a brief stint as a special correspondent on NBC. She actually appeared on, I think, 4 pieces. Like, back to you, Bill. You know, one of those. Like, yeah, Hillary. You know,
I used to see her a lot, I thought, on the talking head shows.
she was on the NBC thing as a special correspondent for like Charlie Rose.
Maybe that was where.
And for someone else maybe. There were a couple of those where it was like, we're going out at Chelsea in the field. Hi, guys, thanks. She stumbles through it. Sounds like shit because she's not a professional broadcaster, but she's Chelsea Clinton, which, why would NBC do that? Well, it gives them access to her fucking parents. Duh. So she made $600,000 a year for that. Why not? Records last year showed she took home over $600,000 for her work as director on the boards of IAC and Expedia. By the way, Expedia is also owned by Diller. Yeah, mom's good buddy. The IAC board met 6 times in 2018. Some members, I'm assuming Chelsea would be one of these members, of the Expedia board were only obligated to attend 2 meetings last year. So 2 meetings.
Not a bad gig. It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the brilliance of the Hunter Bidens and the Chelsea Clintons of the world that I just wish.
But that transcends age, time, and fucking political beliefs.
That's not an excuse.
It is.
I know
Would
it
you
is.
like to go down the Republican aisle and start checking on their kids and see where
Fuck
they're fucking?
yes,
Okay,
yes, and I'd
exactly.
like to throw all of them out of their bullshit.
It's all bullshit. It's just
fake
the way it is.
jobs they have too.
It's not even the political arena. It's whatever. Fucking
Right.
these billionaire that their kids are entitled. They don't have to do shit. They get set up for life in one way or another.
Yeah.
And it just is.
It is who you know. And look, it's a grand scale. Is it the same thing? I don't know. But it's like, I mean, most of the jobs I got were because you got a job there first, and then recommended, I got a buddy that'll do it.
Okay.
And then it was like the next day I'd get hired in, or I got a job somewhere. It's like, yeah, my boy T is, I mean, he's cut out for this work. I mean, picking fruit is really his passion.
Yeah.
You know,
You should
babysitting
see him.
children is really T's passion.
Can you believe it? You know, I assume you know that, but we ran a daycare together.
I mean, I guess I've heard
Like,
about it.
alone.
I haven't
Think
heard-
about
yeah.
that.
Like day
No.
one, alone, we
No.
ran a daycare.
I
With
can't.
babies. They were babies. we had diapered up babies that couldn't walk in our possession.
No fruit snack or juice box was safe.
There was no.
We ate so
where
many
was
other,
the-
so much
Where
other
was the other
food.
person that was? I mean, there had to have been.
Well, there was
supposed to be
there was this girl's mom.
But she was not there a lot, or she was upstairs in bed, right?
Well, no, the mom was.
She were banging her daughter in the other
Well,
room.
that's another story. But that. Yeah, no, we kind of took. We started out just working there, and then she was like, "Oh, you guys got this shit. I'm gonna go do other stuff."
Gotcha.
Boom.
Well, it's a little.
She'd be
different.
there like in the morning, and then and take off and be gone all day, and just leave us there. It was
That
fine.
probably happens.
I don't know LeVar Burton from Roots as Kunta Kinte. I know LeVar Burton from that job as the host of Reading Rainbow. And I couldn't wait to sit down with all my kids. Reading Rainbow. You know, T and I would take them out in the backyard and play with them and stuff.
It was a good gig. It was a good time.
You mean don't you mean fucking what's his
What?
Jordy on Jordy
Star
on
Trek.
Star Trek?
That's what I know him from.
right.
Oh, do you? I
Yeah.
thought he was going to say, I thought he was talking about Jordan. I'm like, if I mentioned Jordan,
Oh, the kid. Yeah.
I love Jordan. I fell
she
in
was-
love with this like 1.5-year-old
Dude, there
girl.
was this
Oh,
back before like
Jordan's my girl. I wonder what Jordan's doing now.
back before YouTube obviously and DVRs and all this shit. There was one episode of Reading Rainbow where he went like on a behind the scenes of Star Trek and like oh, this is what the stage really, the set really looks like and shit. And I just knew that it was a thing because I think I saw it one time, a part of it. And I would watch every fucking day for a long time on PBS, like Reading Rainbow, hoping it was going to be this special edition.
see that
episode.
one?
Yes, I just kept
Seriously?
Yes, I kept wondering. I'm like, I don't think I was wrong. I think I saw that, and I kept waiting for it. Now you can see it on YouTube.
I'll say, aren't you glad the internet came out?
Yeah, I
Just
recently
fucking
watched
watch
it.
it
I was
whenever
just
you
going to
want.
say, didn't you would have had the internet by then, right?
No,
How old are you? Or how old were you then?
I didn't have high-speed internet until I was out of high school. I think.
Wow.
I think that my school had it and stuff, but even like at the house, we didn't have.
You're still using the AOL free discs.
I don't even think I think we just didn't have it for a while.
500 hours. Free.
Right. No, I think we went from.
It's the worst.
I think we went from that honestly to just not having it. If I were to look, I wish I could remember back when we actually got high speed internet at our house because we were slow on a lot of that stuff. My dad didn't get cable, until junior year of high school, I think, or something like that, and so I don't know.
Yeah, I got some shit going on with our internet here.
Really?
Yeah, have you noticed it like dropping? Have you noticed that he?
I don't know. I forgot all our passwords, so I can't get into any of our stuff. So I
Right.
just use my data.
I blame Aaron for that,
I
but
have unlimited data, so fuck it. Let it rock.
Trav got kicked off tonight upstairs. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, this is what I'm talking about. Aaron gave us shit. He gave us shit. A pile of shit.
The
And
A
so
train. Come on, man.
It's like, dude, get out of the
Better than
bedroom.
that.
Woo woo. And fix this shit, man. Can't have it.
I don't know. It's weird. I never have an issue, so I don't know what's going on.
The other thing I wanted to mention before we get into some gruesome stories
Uh-oh.
coming up to something to look forward to. Over the holidays, I did more of the ordering online for the home delivery of like Kroger, where they'll have some guy go there and pick up your groceries and then bring them to your house.
Yeah.
And it's great. But I think because we've got a listener, right, that like is like one of the guys in charge of that shit. He was messaging me.
I don't remember exactly what his deal was, but you just said you don't have to tip him. That's all I remember him saying.
Yeah, but in my correspondence with him, I found out I was reading between the lines. He's way more involved. He's deep
Okay.
state for sure, like in that shit. And he's like, it's really good. You should use it. Blah blah blah. And I think it's really good as long as the guy that's roaming through the store and picking your groceries out isn't a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Can you pick your shopper, not just get a
No,
random
I don't
whatever?
think you can, and I don't know what to do about this because I love the service.
Do they have like a star rating like Uber drivers?
I don't know, and I'm not comfortable shitting on a guy. It's like,
Not
dude,
yet.
I don't like being in the grocery store either. I get it, but dude, I placed an order and it was like I wanted some fruit and some bread. We were cooking dinner that night, and we were making like enchiladas, so we needed these sauces, these beans, these cheeses, these tortillas. Like, it was pretty specific there. And then I bought, T needs some more Gatorades, and then I'll get those for him. And then I want some Gatorades. And I picked out a handful of things that I like. Mainstays. This
Now, when
is
you do
not-
that, do you go through obviously their website and you actually
Yeah.
check like we have these things and you check that box? You don't like type
Well-
it in like I want fucking Del Monte beans or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no, they
literally
have
like there and you
categories.
check it and you pick your order right off of that, right?
They have categories. So it's like, you want to be in the deli section, you want to be in the bread section, you want to be in the rolls section, you want to be in the pharmacy section. So there's all kinds of drop-down menus. A little confusing, I got to be honest, if anyone at Kroger's listening. Could be better. A lot of duplicates when you're scrolling through 13 pages of yogurt. It's like, yeah, I know. I've seen that yogurt on every page. Only need it once, but whatever. But the thing that got me, I ordered like Triscuits, okay? I think you could get that at most grocery stores.
Pretty basic.
And I wanted some like sharp cheddar cheese, and I cut a little cheese off the front of it, and I put it on my cracker, and I eat it. It's a snacky snack.
Was that how cheese and crackers work?
That is how it works.
Shut up, E. It's my little snacky snack.
One at a time. Cut
And
the
so-
piece, put it on a cracker, serve it in the mouth.
Yeah, it's just good stuff. And so, if they don't have it for whatever reason, if the grocery store doesn't have it, they'll say, "Yeah, Linda, Steven, your guy or whatever, your gal, couldn't find this product. So, do you want us to choose our own alternative, replacement, or we're scrapping it? We couldn't get it." And I'm like, okay. Family size box of Triscuits. It's just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't find it, so we're taking that off the list. Can't find Kroger brand sharp cheddar cheese, block cheese. Nah, don't have it. Can't find that. So yeah, we're just taking that off the list.
I might call bullshit on that.
Gatorades, lemon lime. Nah, don't have them.
Oh, see, that's a possibility because
It is.
the yellows are not always in stock. I found that to be my
Dude.
nemesis.
There were 20 fucking items he claimed they didn't have.
I've never seen Triscuits out of stock. I'm not going to lie.
Triscuits?
Not Triscuits. That's-
Does Triscuits have their own aisle now? I think
Square
Triscuits has their own
bird nest.
aisle.
Right.
There's
a lot of them.
multiple shelves.
Yeah.
And original is always on there.
For the record, I'm Team Wheat Thins, by the way. But
I know you're a Wheat Thins guy,
going forward.
but I'm
Gross.
I'm going through this, and half the fucking sauces that Hannah was looking for like the enchilada sauce, the red sauce. I see how you are with your chili.
Sure.
Best chili in
Very-
the world.
it is.
It's very specific. You need multiple cans of kidney beans and multiple red sauces and all types of shit. You can't show up and be like, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't have it. Nah, didn't have it. So now we have half the ingredients needed for a specific meal being cooked that night. It's like, I got to talk to my Kroger guy.
Yeah,
This
they need
is
a rating system like an
outrageous.
Uber driver.
And
Boy,
when he got
Steven's
to
going to get a 1-star, and
when he got to 20 items and it was like, yeah, don't have it, can't find it, sorry. There was I could send a text back. I was like, look, motherfucker, I don't give a shit what size fucking lemon lime Gatorade. Lemon lime Gatorade. I don't give a shit. Find a fucking Triscuits. I don't care what size. Original Triscuits. I know they have them. Don't lie to me. Find it. I wanted the Chobani flips where they do the crumbles and stuff. They don't have those. Okay. Sometimes they don't. I said, just get me a lemon lime fucking or a lime Chobani. I don't care what. Just fix it. So we did, but
much time you put into that, you may as well go to the fucking store and go grocery
right?
shopping yourself.
Dude, it was stressing me out like you wouldn't believe. And
Although for what? It was like $10 extra or something like that for them to.
6.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it for free. They'll have specials where it's like, hey, free delivery.
It's not bad.
That's why I wouldn't want to do that job, honestly, though. Honestly, I think that job would be that out of all the things of those types, that's the one I would.
Because you physically have to go through and pick those up,
it's
and
like,
then go.
and you know what? You better be
actually
dedicated.
I would like to do it. That's not and the thing is, I would actually like to do that. I think that'd be fun. I like grocery shopping and I like walking around the grocery store. But the thing is, I would get more stressed out having to text someone back and be like, dude, you don't have, like, I'm not saying this guy wasn't a piece of shit worker, but I'm saying if it were me, I would be like, literally, I would start getting stressed. If someone was like, oh, I want, yogurt, I want strawberry banana. And I'm like, fuck, they don't have strawberry banana. Text back. Do you want blueberry? Do you want, whatever? Yeah. It would be annoying for me personally.
You should have to come up with for everything you pick, you have to pick like a 1A, like a backup choice, just in case. If it's not there, hey, In the off chance we don't have the family-sized Triscuit, what would your second choice be?
Well,
And then that way it's already there. You don't have to deal with that every time. Maybe your second choice isn't there, then we can have a conversation. But at least at that point, you've got backup plan on everything already. So don't fucking bother me unless this place is completely empty.
well, here I've pulled up the string here.
Oh, boy.
So
Are these direct texts to this person, or is this some sort of notification through
it's
the app?
from a different number that I don't know. It's probably like an Uber driver or Lyft. And I get it, you know, E, what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I'm not
if,
saying
like
this
if the
guy.
restaurant connection thing or whatever, you go there and you just pick up someone's meal and you just drive to their house.
The
Right.
Grubhub and all those.
Yeah. You got to be on your game in a grocery store. Like, I get it. There's been times I'm searching for 5 minutes. Like, I know it's here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, finally you find it. But I know it's there. And Daniel was lazy.
Yeah.
Daniel gave up too quick on Kroger brand sharp cheddar cheese. I'm telling you, he did.
Oh, I believe it.
See, that's one of those things that there's only one place it could be. Some of those things might,
Right,
sure,
right.
what aisle it's going to be. It might be in the sauces, might be in the soups. I don't know. It could be different places. Spices get a little tricky sometimes, but cheese is
It's
fucking
standard.
cheese, man. Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
La Banderita Burrito Grand flour tortillas.
Wow.
I know that brand. I see it there all the time. I would have been fine with the other, you know, Old El Paso or whatever.
Azteca.
brand. Sorry, guys. We've refunded Kroger Nacho cheese sauce.
You got refunded?
Yeah, don't have it. We don't have Kroger Nacho cheese sauce. Bullshit! I know you have Kroger Nacho cheese sauce at Kroger. That's a lie. Oh, we don't have Triscuit Nabisco baked whole grain wheat crackers original family size. Bullshit! That's a lie. You do. Gatorade lemon lime thirst quencher. Nah, out. The store does not have the requested product. Chobani Flip low fat Greek yogurt key lime crumble. Oh, that's so good when you find it. Buy it. Kroger 80% lean ground beef.
No?
We've replaced that because we don't have that. Let's see. Yeah, and then I wrote him. Please grab whatever size original Triscuits, lemon lime Gatorade, any size they have. Key lime Chobani, not flip style will work. Get it done, my man. Get
Handle
it
it.
done.
Let's see, what are their... So now, if you take it to like the Uber Eats or Grubhub or whatever, any of those
Right.
fucking places, they order it, they pay for it, you just go pick it up.
Right.
And you're not responsible for shit. You get the order, you bring it. If it's fucked up...
And you
they're-
nibble on it.
Well, sure, but if it's fucked up, it's the restaurant's fault or whatever. You literally, unless you piss in it on the
you're a
way
middleman.
there,
Leave
you're
me out of the argument.
No point.
Not technically.
You're
but-
vested
but-
in this
Really?
now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to double check their full order?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I've
Okay.
heard.
Wow.
I mean,
Interesting.
Look, yeah.
Well, whatever. Still, they came in. Whatever. They gave
But
me
you're,
my fucking
but dude,
bag,
yeah,
yes.
no, it's not. It's way less
Yeah.
likely.
I don't know what happened to your fries.
Right.
Yeah.
They must have forgot them. But no, it's frustrating to walk around a grocery store sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know intimately the grocery stores. Really, been my whole fucking life. I know them. I shop.
Yep.
I don't even.
It was you and your
mind
dad
it.
mostly growing up, so
Yeah.
together. So it was like,
But
the
I know
two
where shit
guys had the
is. I
grocery
know,
shop.
and I know that it. And I'm pretty fucking in and out. Like, and I'll even zigzag because I don't go with a list or anything. I'll do every aisle because that's the way it only jogs my memory. You know, like, oh, okay, yeah, I want that. Yeah, I want that. But I'm just walking, looking, figuring it out. This, that, the other thing, and that way I see everything basically in the store and go. But if he's only going to make $10 on your delivery. And now this is a guy that goes, I don't know what they're paid. I don't understand the whole logistics of it. But
Apparently,
if he's going to
they're
go,
paid pretty well, according to my intel.
fair, he probably I don't know if they're on staff or if it's like Uber Eats where you're just
I think
kind of
they are.
hanging
I think they are on
around,
staff.
just waiting to be like a shopper. But so they probably get an hourly and then they get something on top to come deliver or however it is. But time wasted fucking around in the aisles, man.
I know.
That's
I know.
against you. That's less
Gotta get the
orders
next
you can
guy, get
do.
the next guy, get the next
Right?
guy. I would like to see. I would like to see this
At
guy.
the
I can
same
knock this out in
time,
10 minutes as
I think
opposed to
That doesn't
fucking
mean
around
you
for a half
blow
hour.
off my Colby Sharp fucking cheddar cheese block.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because
Wait,
you're
Colby?
like or whatever, Colby Jack or whatever it is. Like, this isn't one of those shopping sprees where you're running through and just dumping. You got 1 minute to put as much shit in the cart as you can. You're trying to fucking throw everything you can. No, man. Take your time. Get through it. You're not going to save that much extra time. Just do it right, because I've had other drivers that have nailed it. Maybe there's one thing and you go, okay. The other thing I want to know is why can't vinegar? It's like 78 cents a bottle. twice now. Yeah, no, can't deliver vinegar. Can't do it. Can't do it.
They can't deliver it, or
No,
they don't.
I don't
have
know.
It. They're
They,
just out
white
of it.
vinegar. I need white vinegar for my fucking CPAP machine. That's
Racist.
it. Clean the goddamn tube out, and nobody will bring me fucking 78-cent bottle of white vinegar.
It's a conspiracy.
Going off. I told you there was gruesome shit ahead, and I
That was just a divert.
yeah, that was more for that was radio for one, podcast for one.
In case you get into some of that gruesome shit, if you suffered a traumatic accident or injury, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. What you need is a proven, experienced legal advocate who supports your interest from beginning to end. Ogden Legal Triage will negotiate with the best personal injury attorneys, find you the right firm for your needs, and save you money at no cost to you. With more than 20 years' experience, Ogden Legal Triage has access to top personal injury attorneys who don't need to advertise and who are tops in their field. Take the worry and legwork out of your search. If you've been in a traumatic accident or suffered a severe injury, Ogden Legal Triage at DetroitFirstCall.com can negotiate the best price, save you money, time, and hassle. This is a long one. You need someone
God
you
I
can
needed
trust. Yeah, there you go. Take a break. You need Ogden Legal Triage. That's Ogden Legal Triage. Who better to help you find an attorney but an attorney? Go to firstcalldetroit.com. Firstcalldetroit.com.
Very good. Thank you, T.
Let's get gruesome.
Michigan man has been arraigned in the murder of a 25-year-old man who was found dead December 28th at this guy's house.
Where in Michigan was this?
Kevin Bacon's body was found.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tragic.
The rapist?
The what? No. Kevin Bacon was the victim.
Oh.
Kevin Bacon's body was found in Mark Latunsky's home in Bennington Township,
What am I thinking?
half hour west of Flint.
What was the joke I was making there?
6 degrees of separation joke?
Yeah, never. You know what? I was thinking Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
That's why I said the rapist.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I said.
So
Well,
slander,
it's wrong,
slander,
really.
slander the good name of Kevin Bacon.
That's all right. At least he's dead. He'll get over it.
So, half hour, they say, west of Flint, he was hanging naked from the ceiling.
Ooh, jeez.
Latunsky was arraigned on one count of open murder, one count of disinterment, mutilation of a dead body. He admitted to killing Kevin Bacon by stabbing him with a knife in the back one time and then slitting his throat. He told authorities he hung Kevin Bacon from the ceiling's rafters by tying a rope around his ankle, so he was hanging upside
Oh,
down.
upside down.
Yeah.
So he stabbed him in the back, slit his throat, and then hung him by his feet.
Yeah.
God, that's got to make a mess.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
attic?
In the basement.
Oh, the basement.
Yeah. And then,
Not a clean murder.
then he cut off his balls and ate them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
That happened a half hour from Flint.
Wait, he cut off his balls and ate them?
Sorry. Hold on, I got that wrong.
Okay.
He admitted to cutting off Bacon's testicles with a knife and eating them.
Oh.
So not his balls, his testicles.
Okay. Well, at least we're proper
Clear.
about that.
Kevin Bacon's roommate, Michelle Myers, told police he went to meet Latunsky on December 4th after connecting with him on...
Grinder.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say Craigslist, but I don't think that's a thing anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Sound like something that would happen on there.
So wait, went to meet him on the 24th, so he didn't get Christmas with his family or nothing? And he got his balls eaten before, testicles eaten before that?
Wait, did you say it was the 28th?
Yeah, when he was found.
Oh, he was found on the 28th.
Yeah, I figured he had Christmas with his family, and then... If you didn't know, Grindr is a dating app for gay, bi, trans, and queer people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in this story.
Be safe out there, people.
It's in the story. It's not the first time Latunsky has had a run-in with law enforcement. By the way, when he was in court, they had him via satellite. You know, it's one of those like Hannibal Lecter or something.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even want him in the courtroom. And they're like, Mr. Latunsky's like, no, that's not my name. No, you got the wrong guy.
I'm Bill
They're like,
Mawalski. That's
okay.
not me.
No, my name's Edgar Thomas Hill. Mark Latunsky's my nephew. And they're like, okay, that's absurd. We all know who you are, dickface. And so the police have definitely identified who he is. They've dealt with him in the past, and this is the same person they've arrested on site, and he has not left their custody at all. So,
It's worth a shot.
Might as well. Gotta say something.
Wasn't me.
can you imagine? Yeah, right. You
Wasn't
got the
me.
wrong guy, and they're like, "Oh shit, let him
Wasn't
out."
me.
Guys, how did you get Edgar Thomas Hill in here? Like, let him go. Go find this Latunsky character who's cutting off bags and eating them. Latunsky's neighbor, Michael Parks, said he's seen some odd behavior before from his neighbor.
I would guess.
Yeah.
That kind of thing doesn't come out of the blue, I would imagine.
It didn't look like a shit, like the house. I'm expecting there's a tricycle out front, maybe an errant tire.
Double wide.
Yeah, there's something's up on cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Perhaps an old oven is on the porch. It's a nice fucking crib, man.
Really?
Yeah. House of Horrors.
Obviously.
It was not a bad crib. So, Mr. Parks, his neighbor, says, I've seen a little bit of odd behavior before. Police responded to an incident November 25th when a 29-year-old man wearing nothing but a leather kilt and had blood all over his face ran from Latinsky's home. However, he didn't want to press charges.
Yeah. No. Just abort.
Yeah. So the police find a guy in a leather kilt with blood all over him and coming from this dude's house. He's like, nah,
I tripped. I fell.
It's crazy. Crazy. Bumped into a wall.
Yeah.
What a mess I am.
Whoa, he must have scared the fuck out of that dude. Holy shit.
What's that?
He must have scared the fuck out of that guy.
You think? Have you found his house at all, E? I didn't.
How does... Maybe I'm jumping, but does it say anything about how the testicles were prepared?
Or tasted?
Did they go... I mean, did they just go raw into that? Do you...
No,
are they like deviled eggs? Do you cook them? Do you saute?
No, they're not like deviled eggs.
No?
T. No, but I think there's a frying pan involved. Because
Maybe.
bull's testes are a delicatessen.
I think they're... Yeah, I don't think that's the right word, but okay.
Delicatessen, yeah. They're
No, that's where you get, like, meat. A delicatessen. They're a delicacy.
delicacy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's the words.
So yeah, several celebrities have commented on Mr. Bacon's untimely death. YouTube star and makeup guru Jeffree Star donated $20,000 to his funeral after finding out Kevin Bacon was a big fan. The actor Kevin Bacon.
I would
also-
hope. I would hope he
Right,
stepped up on this one.
I mean, if you're Kevin Bacon, because
I was worried at first when you told the story. I was surprised I hadn't heard.
well, if it was the actual Kevin Bacon,
Is it spelled
on
the same
Grindr,
way? Or is it
yeah.
B-A-C-O-N?
So okay, wait. Kevin Bacon is 25 years old.
Okay.
25 years old. 25 years ago would have been what year? Math.
Come on.
What?
2020
95.
minus 25. What year?
95.
Kevin Bacon was a star by then.
Oh, for sure.
Did his parents, with the name Bacon, name their kid Kevin Bacon? Giving
They
him
had to.
like
They had to.
0 degrees of separation.
Yeah. They didn't give a fuck.
Would
Big
that have been
fan.
like Footloose era?
Somewhere, yeah. It might even past that. What, that's the
Is
house?
Is that what you were looking at?
No,
Oh.
no. There's a better. There's a
Say,
better.
that's a weird...
Here,
That
here's
wasn't
the.
what you were looking at?
I mean, it's nice. Good looking roof, but
think that
that's
you-
a creepy kind of fucking
Here,
looking
E,
place. though.
I saw it on M Live. I got the story. Yeah, that one.
Same
Okay,
place.
same
Yeah,
house.
just
Okay,
from the road.
okay.
Without the police.
I mean, he's got some property.
Yeah.
But tell me you weren't thinking double wide.
Kind of, yes.
They've got some property there.
He's got that lookout
li-
up on top.
Yeah.
For, see when the popo's coming.
Needs to get his leaves done. I mean, honestly, that's not going to get any.
I mean, if you're going to hang somebody, I would have hung him from that. You know? I mean, that seems like what it was built for.
Yeah.
I'd have put him up there.
Great brickwork.
It is. Well, the
mean,
roof looks good. I wonder
Is
if
that
that was
a
Arnold.
masonry that would have done that?
What?
The brick? Who would? What a bricklayer or
mason?
A mason?
Yes.
Who would have done the masonry work?
Yeah, they do the brick. Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering. I like the triple archway.
It is nice.
My guess is he inherited this house, Mr. Latunsky. If you're going on Grinder to
But even
whack
places
guys-
like that, what, an hour west of Flint or whatever the hell it was?
Yeah,
That's,
you could get probably pretty cheap.
yeah,
in
right? That's
reality.
probably $50,000 place, even with a property. Who knows?
So if you're a big name like Kevin Bacon, I mean, you have to be looking at this story, and people have to be sending it to you. Did you hear the shit out of fucking Michigan,
Constantly,
man?
yeah.
Kevin Bacon. Sorry to hear about your balls being eaten, Bacon. You know, like you'd be. At what point does Kevin Bacon go? Fuck. All right. Oh shit.
Just shut up. Here's some money. Make it go
All
away.
right. No, I think he just said condolences.
You didn't even throw anything at the funeral? Come on, Kev.
No,
You're
it
better
says
than that.
The actor Kevin Bacon also posted condolences about his death due to the similarities in their name. And it's like,
Come on. You're better than that, bro.
Bacon
The fucking
owes him more than
YouTube
that?
dude gave him $20,000.
yeah.
Come on. You're better than
I
that,
know.
Kevin. You're better than that.
Yeah. An 18-year-old rugby player was revealed. And this is in Europe and Britain, I believe.
I still want to know how he cooked the balls or how he ate them.
I
Raw
think
or
it's
cooked
a
or-
pan thing. I don't know if you oil.
Yeah, you just saute those.
Yeah,
get 'em
I
up,
think you do.
Put a little sear on them, leave them tender in the middle. What do
You
you
know
do?
what I would do?
don't know.
I would put them in the toaster oven, hit
You would.
toast,
Yeah,
start.
Walk away.
Walk away
see what
5 minutes
happens.
later. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Kevin Bacon?
No.
No, that's Latinsky?
No, that's not Latinsky.
Oh. Is that
It's
Kevin
not
Bacon?
Latinsky.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure that's Kevin Bacon.
It says Mark Latinsky up top.
Okay, keep going through pictures. Mark Latunsky has a big giant beard.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
wait
one
a-
murdered?
Wow, wait a minute. Hold on. That guy must have a hell of a fucking Tinder grinder profile, whatever the fuck that thing is. All right.
Which one?
Sure. Or he paid him, or he was, I don't know what's going on. Wait, why the fuck would that
Yeah.
pretty fucking gay dude go to that mass murderer's fucking place?
It's Christmas Eve, bro. How many options for immediate gay sex are alive?
probably a lot. Probably a
Yeah, a
lot,
lot of
and
those-
probably a lot that don't look like fucking Charles Manson.
I mean, dude, a lot of people.
Maybe that's
their
his
family
thing.
has disowned them. They got.
Maybe he's got
they're
daddy
lonely.
issues. It's Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to judge, but that
This
just
is-
seems like more than just a swipe right or whatever to me.
Which one do you have the problem with? Bearded?
Well, I don't have a problem with well, I have a problem with the guy on the left because he's a ball eater, but I just question that that match. Not
Yeah,
sure
picked
how
his
that
coverage
came
for
to
sure.
be.
Listen, you guys don't know. For all you, we're talking about a booking photo here. He could have been clean shaven on his grinder. He could have put
Right? That's what I'm saying.
pictures of
Probably
other guys on there.
Sure.
Because
It's just got a giant, great cock. It's just like, I want some of that on Christmas.
yeah, that's a terrible story.
It is not what I expected, to be honest with you.
You mean the the pairing?
Yeah, those two. Yeah, I mean, now looking back at it, it should be exactly what I expected. But
There you go. There you
Oh.
go. That's the picture I saw.
wait, that's the same dude on the right.
Yeah.
All right, I retract all that.
Can you? Yeah. Can you look? I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
No,
but
no. But
Can you do the pink hair with a hairline that's receded that far back?
no, what happened? He did. He had hair in the last one we were just looking at, didn't he? Time.
I mean,
I don't know.
Can you
I mean, I would, but I don't know. Yeah, you're-
stay off the fact that it's purple or pink? Okay, ignore the color. E. If you've got essentially a
He's 25.
what do they call
Wait,
that?
is that what you
Yeah.
just said? That's 25. Oh, that is tragic.
What do they call that? The just around the bald on top and
Yeah,
just
horseshoe,
the horseshoe.
whatever.
If you've got a horseshoe balding situation, can you color up the horseshoe? I mean, he's doing it.
Yeah, obviously, you can because that is, and if you're going to do it, obviously that shade of fuchsia or whatever that is an option. But
Fuchsia?
I just shave it at that point.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, I got my own issues going on. I'm not going to say shit about nothing, but at least you can't tell unless you're on top of it.
So we've got
Gross.
shifting countries in Britain. This rugby player is 18 years old, has helped stop the most prolific serial rapist in all of Britain, they say. He woke up just getting his ass pounded
Wait.
by some dude, and then he gave the police a phone filled with footage of the man's attacks. Reynard Sinaga is 36, believed to attack at least 195 men. And I know since I had this story yesterday, lots of dudes were coming forward.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, not has nothing to do with the Kevin Bacon story.
No, I understand.
Okay.
We're moving on. We're in Britain.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper, Jack the Raper, whatever
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah.
But dudes, raping dudes.
Yeah.
Obviously,
butt.
you say woke up, so he's like knocking them out or something, drugging them. What's going on there?
He's was convicted of drugging 48 of them and filming him just pounding away while they were unconscious in his apartment. He's a gay Christian student. Of course he is.
Sure.
He's been jailed for 60 years now and must serve a minimum of 30 years before he can be considered for parole. Finally caught when one of his victims, this rugby player, regains consciousness on the bathroom floor and just beat this guy off. Not fought him off.
After.
Yeah. And then went to police. 6 foot tall teenager told the court that he woke up with his trousers around his ankles. And this guy he battered the rapist, beating him so badly. He beat the fucking shit out of this rapist so badly, he gave him brain bleed. He beat him so badly, they arrested him and thought the rapist was the victim.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were able
Rightfully
to,
so.
with an iPhone, they were able to square that away.
Well, the prolapsed anus proved that wrong.
Initially, the 18-year-old victim was arrested for assault, but Sinaga left an iPhone 4 in his back pocket, which contained all the videos of him raping dudes. Officers searching the flat found another phone propped up so he could get different angles, whether it's, what do they call that, landscape or the other. He captured the rapes in profile and landscape. They also found a hard drive containing a chilling online library of videos of the rapes, plus still images of the victims as they lay naked, unconscious on the floor. They said it was the equivalent, E.T., of 1,500 DVDs.
Holy shit. Jesus. So
Take that in a bit.
where do you get these dudes?
Well, I'll tell you.
All right, good.
They also
Dying to know.
discovered he'd looked up the victims on Facebook, stored their details. He further kept victims' belongings as souvenirs, like he'd take an ID, he'd take a bracelet, shit like that, a phone, a watch. Police inquiries began after the 18-year-old who had been so the 18-year-old's at a nearby bar. It's called the Factory Club. He becomes separated from his friends. He's 18. He's shit-faced, and Siniga, this guy, approaches him. He suggested, "Why don't you try contacting your friends from my apartment?" He seemed like a friendly guy. He agreed to go back with him. He remembered the guy pouring a couple shots of red liquid and a shot of clear liquid before he blacked out, woke up hours later with a giant dick in his ass. You know, and that's where this all comes undone. As he woke up, he was laying face down with his jeans and boxer shorts around his knees, with the naked defendant in the act of Pound Town. The complainant pushed Siniga off him. Once the defendant realized he was conscious, so this guy's just Pound Town, right? He's just going to town like normal. He's filming it. He's got his other camera.
This guy wakes up.
This guy comes to,
Gross.
starts waking up.
He came too?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Well, he's not he's a generous
Wait,
rapist.
also or
Also,
okay.
once he realizes this guy's waking up, he starts screaming, "Intruder! Help! Intruder!
Oh God!
Help! Intruder!"
Asshole. What an asshole!
What a total asshole.
It's worth a shot,
I mean,
At that point, you know,
What are you gonna do,
honestly,
right?
what is the play?
right?
Oh my God, there's an intruder in my house.
Punch
Help!
yourself in the face and run out of the thing naked. He raping me.
Next was a fight, and this guy just starts biting. He starts biting him. This guy's like, "You little fucking pussy!" Just brain bleeds and beats the dog shit out of him. So once outside, he's finally able to escape, calls the police. Almost none of the men who the police tracked were even aware that they'd been violated
Really?
and involved in a sexual interaction with the defendant. They've now linked him to 195 victims, 70 of whom they have not yet been able to identify. He went so this guy's gig was he's in this area where there's a couple bars where young people hang out, and he's just fucking wolf in
Waiting.
sheep's clothing. He's just lying in wait.
Finding one.
And it's like, well, there's a drunk motherfucker alone. And so he would hunt for lone, drunk young men around the clubs near his place. Details of his crimes were revealed as it emerged that,
Yeah, they have video of all of it.
yeah. And now that it's gone to court and he's been convicted, all these details are coming out. And he was a rich kid.
yeah. What do you,
Indonesian.
Does they say what he does for a job?
Well, no, his parents were rich,
Okay.
wealthy. And so he came there and he's going to school and he's just hanging out and whatever. He posed as a good Samaritan. That was his thing. He offered some of them a floor to sleep on, promised them more drinks. Hey, you can come back and crash, have some drinks, call your friends, whatever. They were mainly heterosexual dudes. They had little or no memory of the hours that followed. When he filmed the assaults on his mobile phone, they later left the apartment like thanking the guy, like, "Hey man, thanks for your hospitality." You know, it's like,
Dude, I honestly like in the reality is that could have happened. I mean, look at what happens here. Like, these people didn't even know.
Yeah.
But I put myself in so many bad
Oh, I know.
positions that in reality, I'm either shocked this hasn't happened to me or maybe it has, because I'm just not. I'm a guy who like goes out by myself a lot. A lot of times when I would do like comedy on a Saturday night, I'd get a hotel in Kalamazoo and just shit like. And if 100% if I was walking out of a bar and a guy might be maybe a guy sitting there kind of like, "Hey, fuck yeah, dude, blah blah," fuck out right over here, let's have some more drinks. I went home with people one night in Kalamazoo, just some guys in a cab that were just like, "Hey, we're continuing the party back."
so
to
it's
the place."
possible you're on an iPhone somewhere,
For sure.
Maybe.
stored on you're just one
Dude,
of the terabytes.
I never even mentioned. I don't even know if I ever even mentioned this, but like the first time I went out to San Francisco, like for Jerry,
Yeah,
for
boy.
example, like I went to a nightclub, an EDM nightclub, and I just woke up in my hotel room. Like it was it was about 3 blocks away. It's only about a 10-minute walk, but I don't remember anything of the fucking walk back. For example,
Yeah.
like
Well, they think this went on for 10 years. So this guy wasn't trading videos on the
Yeah.
dark web. He wasn't posting shit online. He was
couldn't
just,
have been just
Building
was
his
just-
own library.
yeah, building his own personal library.
How often was he jacking off to it then? A lot.
Who knows?
I mean, I can get, obviously, you drugged and blacked out and you have no recollection of what happened, but when you get up the next day and start
I would
like
think
putting
you'd
your
feel
shit together and
something.
you walk out there, like, I don't know, I've never had a dick in my ass, but I got to imagine, like, I would know it. Like, the next day you'd be like,
Well, that's the thing with
that's
Cosby.
odd.
Cosby's victims all were like, yeah, my bra was pulled up over my titties, or my fucking panties were half off. And it's like, maybe this guy was just very, very good at
Putting everything
cleaning
back the
things,
way it was.
cleaning things back up, you know,
dry?
and then putting
Probably,
pants
right?
back on.
Why is my ass still lubed up? What's happening here?
You would think there'd be at least one that'd be like,
Yeah, right?
Well, but then
Especially if
the
they're all,
reality is those people,
heterosexual.
those people that you say that is like the few people that may have noticed are people like me who like you'd be embarrassed, like you're fucking drunk by yourself at a bar. You walk out, you wake up the next morning, you're kind of in this person's house, and you think, fuck, man, you know what? I'm just not telling anybody this fucking happened. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Maybe,
And this
I
guy was a
guess.
monster too. He like they said he seemed to like be like he was digging the trial, like he had no remorse and stuff.
Yep, I did that.
Seemed to
Yep,
claim
that was me.
He claimed that the men all consented to playing a sex game with me where they played dead. And they're like, dude, the guy's snoring for 13 straight minutes. You can't snore for 13 straight minutes. He's like, yeah, you can. They said it's preposterous, sir. So this is tough, but detectives had to go through 3.9 terabytes, hours and hours and hours of graphic, disturbing photos and videos taken by this guy. 3.29 terabytes of info. Officers also had the unfortunate task, and this is the question I'm going to pose to you two. They had the unfortunate task of knocking on doors to explain to victims that they believed they had been targeted by the rapist. All were devastated by the revelation.
You might want to see this.
The court heard that zero of the victims wanted to know the details of what had happened to them.
Probably fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad enough it happened. We need to
So-
relive
so
it,
the police-
nor watch the video of
right.
it.
A lot of them have not told their friends, their family. They're like, yeah, I didn't know about it. I don't even want to know. Would either of you want to know?
Nah.
Well, right? It's a tough one, man.
Probably, only because as hard as it would be to know, the fucking not knowing would be worse. Like,
think?
I would drive myself insane of like, all right, what happened?
You
What
wouldn't
did
wanna
he
see the
do?
video, right?
Well, it's not that I would want to see it. I would just want to actually know what happened and not have to think about it or vision it or,
Yeah, I get
drive myself insane of what fucking could have happened or did or whatever. So at least knowing.
It's a miracle. The guy tested negative for HIV after his arrest.
Wow.
Miracle.
Good for those
That's
190
the
dudes.
good news,
Sure.
Troy.
That's why you rape straight guys.
If Officer Walters was the guy responsible for knocking on doors and talking to people when they went, I don't even want to know the details, I guarantee you my response would be like, you're goddamn right you don't, because I got to tell you, man, what I saw in that video.
Oh, my God.
I mean, holy shit.
And you're telling me that was your first time.
Let me get this straight. You claim you don't have any recollection of the next morning? That's my mind officially blown. I'm with you. I wouldn't want to know either. I know exactly what happened to you, and I would. You're a smart man. Just saying. Oof. I've watched terabytes of shit, and the shit he did to you and your butthole.
Yours was definitely the worst.
Wow. Even if it was kind of innocent.
I'm gonna say he's
just
probably
blew you
not.
while you were passed out.
He's probably not all that hung, would be my guess. Otherwise, dudes would have been walking out there
Indonesian.
blown out.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of him? E?
Oh,
I didn't ask you to pull one up, but you can find him.
Come on, let's see that turtleneck.
Let's see. Reynard, Reynhard, last name Snigha.
I wasn't actually listening. I was trying to Google something.
You were texting man.
Got a
No,
bluebird flew
yeah,
by.
I was gonna Google what it was. I didn't realize you were gonna just make it that easy on me.
Well, there you go. Now you got to remember how he spelled
Can I
it.
just have the story?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Hold on. Hold on.
Is that whole story?
Yeah, dude, it's like
Jesus,
6
that's-
fucking pages.
Well,
the
your shit's like
update-
1, maybe 2 pages. That's literally a novel.
The update here, I'll just give you the front page.
Oh, boy.
The update today was like, there are troves of dudes coming out of the woodwork.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, now that this has gone to court and details have come out, they know the area, and it's like, oh shit, I remember a dude
Remember
fucking
waking up
offering
on that
me-
floor?
And there's like 70 guys they haven't been able to identify in the videos. So, you know, they're
There's that
looking.
lineup. All right. Pull them down. Bend over. Close your eyes. Snore.
Face down, ass up, snoring. Oh, yeah, the judge said it's almost beyond belief that someone who could profess some Christian faith, yeah, remember, he's a gay Christian, could at the same time have been committing such wicked and evil crimes. He told jurors he had sex with strangers on the floor of his flat because he did not want to make a mess on his bed.
Smart.
He claimed the complaints approached him in the street. These guys, there he is. Wouldn't you want to punch?
Yeah.
Like if I went, T, you're not gonna believe this. I came into the room and you were out cold and that dude was butt fucking you. Wouldn't you want to just? That's a very punchable face.
Big time. And I'm sure that guy, yeah, kicked the shit out of him.
Oh, my
I can only imagine if I had woken up in that situation, what the
You'd kill
rage-
someone.
Probably, yes.
You know, if you woke up and he was blowing you, would you let him at least finish and then kick the shit out of him? Yeah.
Nah.
So he said, yeah, they approached me in the streets before they go to his apartment. They agreed to indulge in his fantasy of sex activity while they pretended to be dead. Furthermore, the men also gave their consent to him filming the intercourse on his phone. It was a defense labeled in court as ludicrous and was soundly rejected by each of the 4 separate juries, which unanimously convicted him of all sexual allegations he faced. So there were so many guys, victims, they'd have 4 separate trials going like simultaneously.
Keep it all to go.
Yeah.
Together.
He said each of the men enjoyed the sexual encounters, and although they presented as straight, he thought they were bi at the very least. He said, so for all these 13 men, they all say, yes, I will lie on the floor, not on the bed. Why not on the bed? He said, because we were sitting on the floor, and also I don't want to make a mess on my bed. Why not just say, let's get on the bed? My bed's squeaky. You have just made that up, sir. The attorney goes, you have just made that up. My questions are too difficult to answer. Your account is an absurdity, isn't it? I disagree with you.
My bed's too squeaky.
Your case must be that someone who is so the attorney goes, so your case is that someone who has never met you before allows you within 15 minutes to record yourself penetrating them. Yeah.
I have a way with men.
And playing this dead game thing. You got to remember that.
They have no idea who you are, but they allow you to keep the most intimate and, in my submission, the most grotesque photos and videos for yourself. I keep them for myself. There's no evidence I uploaded them on the internet. So what? It's a sexual fantasy. Just because it looks weird in 50 Shades of Grey or anything like that, strange fantasy happens underground. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. He suggested that each complainant individually lied to the police. All the guys lied to the police when they were contacted years later. And the only reason is because they wanted to preserve their heterosexual lie lives. They could easily have said to protect themselves, I don't want to say anything, either not to cooperate with the police, or this is the lawyer. They could easily have said to protect themselves, I don't want to say anything, either not to cooperate with the police, or say, I did have sex with him, but please don't do anything about it. They could have probably, there are many other reasons not to. For example, wanted to protect their relationship. It's not an easy thing for some people to come out as gay. That was probably influenced the way that they wanted to answer. They were probably scared that, what if my girlfriend finds out I was lying? And that night I was with a man. He said, they have not got a reason to lie because they are not lying. They have been incapacitated and raped by you. Nope, they were embarrassed. He's tripling, quadrupling down.
Yeah, he
Gotta
is.
do something. Gotta say something.
Some of the men were snoring during the filming. You can't really pretend to snore. It's like a child pretending. Nope, I disagree. And then they asked him to pretend to snore himself and do it, and he did it for a few seconds. He said,
See?
it is
easy.
impossible. I suggest to you to pretend to emulate that level of unconsciousness. He simply is unconscious. No. Okay, fuck off, dickhead. Go to jail. And there you have it. The most prolific rapist.
Wow.
There was a guy in Japan who they say raped between 400 and 600 women.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but this is Britain's. Britain's number one.
What was Jack the Ripper's numbers?
I don't think Jack the Ripper's numbers were quite as impressive as you might think they were.
Probably not. I mean, it was infamous, but I don't know that he
Yeah.
had that kind of a body count.
Yeah.
But tragic, nonetheless. That
So the consensus in the room is you would not want to know what was done to you.
I mean, I don't know.
I disagree.
Well,
no,
you-
I
you
said
kinda-
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
would.
and not for
What if he was
weird
donkey
thing.
punching you and
Like I said, just
he was doing 8 seconds like bucking Bronco?
knowing would be better long term for me than not knowing.
But what if he was dipping
questioning-
deep into your asshole and then right in your mouth and then deep in your asshole then right in your mouth?
You know what? It's
You'd wanna know
probably-
that?
because it's probably still going to be better than the fucking twisted shit I'm going to make up in my head, not knowing and just wondering
he's-
of every fucking crazy scenario that I can come up with of what the fuck did he do? What happened? How do I know? What?
He's
I don't
deep
know.
in your asshole, then your mouth, asshole, mouth, asshole, mouth, asshole, mouth, and then he dirty Sanchez's you, and then he donkey punches you.
At least I know.
You want to know?
At least I know.
He came in your butt, and then he retooled and came in your mouth.
I'm not saying I want to know because I'm going to fucking get off on it. I'm going to want to know because I don't want to fucking have to question.
See, I'm going to reserve myself to go, you know what? He was a gentle lover. He jacked me off a little bit with his hand.
Sure.
And then I woke up.
Fair.
But you want to know if he donkey punched you and then came in your face and your butt.
You might be able to justify that for a couple of weeks, but eventually you're going to be like, what the fuck
Officer Walls will
really
be like,
happened?
yeah.
What really happened that day?
Jesus, the shit he did with you. Woo. Woo. Nightmares till the day I die.
I've never seen
What he
anybody
did for you.
smile when they were unconscious, though. That was crazy.
Why did you keep moaning while you were unconscious, E? Would you want to know, E? Would you,
I don't know.
Would you just be
I
like,
don't
no,
really
I'm
care.
good. I'm good.
I don't
need to know.
I don't know that I would. I don't know. If especially you're assuming that I didn't even. I guess I wouldn't want to know, but it's not because of any not wanting to know. I think I would
Mr.
just kinda
Fady,
be
can you
like,
please explain to us how when he came in your mouth, you gargled with it and then swallowed? Please explain yourself, sir.
sleepwalking?
I was sleep gargling.
Yeah.
We've run out of time.
That'll do it.
I told you it was going to get gruesome.
Yeah, well,
Right? I was honest.
sometimes it goes that way.
It does. You got to go to bed, T. Big
Shit.
boy.
Long days, man.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got to too. We've got some good stories for tomorrow.
Save 'em.
Yeah, we'll see.
We don't have any email. We got any email? I'm supposed to read
Yeah,
email.
I should probably look some up and find
something.
them for you.
Yeah. I don't
No
know.
one likes us anymore because they think Jay's
get- I
gone
don't
and
get those
they
emails,
hate us and
so-
Strauss. Yeah.
Cranberry sauce.
All right, let's call it a day there. And again, Chris Kattan on Thursday.
Can't wait.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I
So
won't be here, but cool.
yeah. Well, you might be here later, but whatever. So we'll call it a day there. Thanks everybody for joining us. We certainly appreciate that, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk to you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.